Do you remember your classes during school and college? What did you learn? Were the subjects that were a part of your major, or did you learn some skills that will help you in real-life scenarios too, such as personal financing and money management? Well, most schools do not give the due importance it deserves. Indeed, for some people, these classes that are taught in colleges were pretty much trivial, like math, regular way of thinking, and sociology. Learning about managing your own money to build assets, invest, and grow your wealth is extremely important, as it's one skill that helps us live a life that we have all dreamed of, whether it's in a home of our own, or traveling the world, or running our own business. In today's video, we're telling you 10 personal finance rules school doesn't teach you. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update. So let's get started. Number 10. Homeowner investment savings. Shopping for the first ever home you will own is special. Often people say that assuming you might want to search for a home in the future, you must set aside 20% of the value of your income for installments of your mortgage. If you don't, you might be compelled to pay private home loan protection that may degrade your credit record. After we researched monetary elements in the US throughout the most recent 10 years, the appreciation pace of realty has incredibly gone up. However, the compensation levels have stayed the same. Behind the money rule is this: assuming you have the ability to set aside the cash for at least 5 years well, and afterward, settle on it. Number 9. Save at school. This is a trick that will help you to save heaps of about 100% of your monetary benefit during school. For some people with a daily check, a good investment fund's share will be concerning 25/400th. We don't say that saving a 100% is completely futile. It likely could be a decent starting point to make that investment funds stronger as you grow. To save a ton though, downsize your costs and repetitive costs. Instead of looking for some periodic each day, place that cash in a surpassing financial balance with a higher pace of revenue. Number 8. Save for emergency separately. Emergency fund could be recognized as the associated just-in-case fund from school made to be used only and only when an emergency arrives. Late studies show that up to 400 of Americans don't have the assets to conceal an emergency of merely $400 and above. This could be a painful realization that exclusively shows how people dismiss the significance of emergency reserves. Could you have sufficient money to conceal your expenses when all else fails? The brilliant rule is to possess a half year of costs focused someplace. Yet, that's what we recommend, assuming you'll construct it a ton of, the better. Number 7. Budgeting basics planning. Planning your budget is somewhat vital throughout everyday life, yet you will not hear something concerning it at school. Unfortunately, not understanding the basics of planning while at school will leave you denied right once graduating, especially once you move out. Not having data en route to oversee charges and make the choice between priorities of wants and wishes will cause one getting through life difficulty after a point. Everyone should aim to organize a way of life that is upheld by achieved monetary profit. However, how about we face it, the greatest sum as planning is essential. No one very likes following each and every penny they use, but it will be useful in the long run. Make a plan and track your money. This includes making spending plans and arrangements over a long measure of your time. For example, you'll figure out what you really want consistently and fabricate a spending plan with the prerequisites, wants, and individual costs over the resulting half year. Number 6. Compound interest. The force of interest is apparently the trick of the trade. The one element every adolescent has as a benefit throughout every other person is time. While they'll not make a few bucks on their monetary objectives in a flash, they need an ideal position once it includes finance. By saving little lumps of money in exorbitant premium records, young people will accumulate decent abundance that might build over land once more through the years. To bring up your wealth, you just essentially build a large portion of funds in savings, which is done by putting in small amounts every week, month, or year in an asset which gives a good return. You very likely did as well. Notwithstanding, assuming that you are doing the maths, the subsequent option would be to keep your money in a normal account and not reaping the benefits of compounding. What would you rather choose? Number 5. Secrets of credit. Most young people, right while acquiring their first visas, end up maximizing them. They then end up with a daily existence stifled with obligation, where they're compelled to pay tons of loan costs, and now and again, this leads to late installments and late fees. What a great many people don't perceive is the significance of FICO ratings and keeping a decent record. Notwithstanding, they'd no doubt recall of the mysterious resources gave a great deal of consideration to training them on this life ability. This is the very thing that you wish to be aware. Your FICO rating is one of the first fundamental parts of your cash well-being, and it regularly decides your cash position as a grown-up. We can now not disregard the significance of credit. Everyone must ability to make credit and have a right score constantly. The vast majority assume acquiring a MasterCard is a mix-up anyway. It's actually very essential in building your FICO assessment. Here's any way it works. After you get a Visa and use it, Cash Foundations record the entirety of your exchanges and premium installments. There's the same way around this on the off chance that cash is expected these days. Ensure you pay it today. Number 4. Finance rules of insurance. If there's anybody United Nations office is depending on, it is you on whom they depend monetarily, and in that case, you should actuate protection. This may be your child, maid same, or parent. It's higher to actuate a term strategy instead of a day-to-day existence one as you get inclusion at whatever point the necessity emerges. Be that as it may, assuming no one relies upon you monetarily, and the arrangement to set aside loads of money. Moreover, to protection from insurance, get protection for various perspectives and resources your own. This incorporates your car, home, high-end resources, and well-being. Number 3. Taxes. Taxes are such a wide theme that it's not frequently referenced at school with respect to finance rules. It's imperative to get a handle on any way they work on the off chance that you wish to get on the legitimate part of the law. Before you get your first bank check or make any deals from your business, advance anyway figure at how to get familiar with the methods for working out the rate and learn how much cash you'll be left with. Help you to work out if a task gives you meet your cash wants and what the appropriate assessment. Fortunately, there are many online adding machines that can accomplish the filthy work for you. Number 2. Health insurance. Did you know that a clinic visit for emergency injury like a wrecked knee will esteem large number of bucks without protection and insurance? In the event that you're finding it exhausting to satisfy your month-to-month well-being expenses, what will occur assuming you wrap up inside the trauma center? You'll end up acquiring money to cover for your doctor's visit expenses, troubling individuals UN organization had arranged with their money. In the event that you don't have a clinical cowl, get one ASAP. Also, dealing with your well-being will wrap up setting aside you heap of money. Number 1. School debt should be avoided. Student loans are not the 100% necessary element for college education, contrary to what everyone accepts. People believe that understudy loans remain forever inseparable with a college degree, but you really don't need to be constrained to get 85th of late alumni whine of the weighty school obligations and furthermore the piece of money that goes to taking care of it straight off as they start working. Work some jobs during college and you can fund your education without a loan, or at least reduce the amount. That is all for this video. Did you find these tips helpful? Let us know in the comments below.